Hello and welcome to episode 5 of our Timberborn 1.0 Waterbeavers playthrough, cycle 5, day 8, where last episode we built the Island of Knowledge, and it's currently waiting on more stuff that we can't really do right now, but we have the library placed, and that's what matters. We've got plenty more to take care of in this episode and the next few, but I did want to start out by acknowledging that, yes, it was my fault that this beaver died, because it is no longer possible for beavers to build from within the same tile. And that's how I had built most of these towers in the previous versions of the game. So, it was not entirely the beaver's fault. It was mostly mine. All that being said, we have to keep on going, and we have to, just live and learn for the next time. But outside of that, there are a couple other suggestions people made. One being that I have possibly neutered the brambles a little too much, and they could use a little bit more space. We'll see. We'll see. These grow back pretty fast, and for right now, we aren't needing a ton of them. We will in the future, and we'll have options to, help with that. We also do need to have a lot more chestnut storage. I am very aware of that. I just need to find a good place to put it, and that honestly hasn't been a huge priority because we haven't been using those recipes either at all or very much. This tank was erroneously tied to water. It needs to be kimchi. And yeah, the placement of the fermentation barrels probably leaves a lot to be desired. It is what it is. My main goal is to just get this going because, boy oh boy, has this been an absolute struggle. But we still need the brain-stimulating mushrooms, and we don't have bad water until we go all the way over here, or we wait for a bad tide, or we manage to make it all the way over here. All of those are pretty long-shot things to happen within the next couple of episodes. So, yes, it really doesn't matter that we have the library if we can't make stuff, but it's an important thing that we need to do as much as we can as soon as we can. Right? I'm not completely oblivious to that fact. Sometimes I do get streamer blindness, as it were, but I am actually trying to get stuff done correctly. So, outside of that, we do need to re-enable the cooking tent now that we have some cabbages over here for the purpose of kimchi making. So we'll get that turned back on. And we also would be a good idea to start looking at what else we can build of the early game technology stuff. Now we do have over here laboratory glassware. We've got a metal cauldron. We've got, well, the library book thing we already used, and then this was for the anvil, which has already been used. I had thought, maybe we should start working on an alchemist, but that requires science, which we don't even need to go there. But we have a couple other things. We've got a handicrafter's lodge that does not require any of the elite, special, glorious storage stuff. But, possibly could be used to start making some useful things if we have everything else. Okay, I gotta click on this. So, we have this pencil set thing here, which we can't make paper yet. We're close. But these are really, really useful for a lot of things you're going to see as we get a little bit further in. If we go over to the Artist's Lodge, then that can be used to make books. If we go to the Copyist's Lodge, it can also be used to make books there, but then also all of these blueprints. What's a blueprint, you might ask? Well, it gets done in the ENS, which, again, I cannot show you everything because of the way Timberborn shows UI elements. But basically, these are like degrees for beavers. To my knowledge, ENS is a French abbreviation for what amounts to like a technical university. That's the best thing I can think of to explain that. And that's why that's what that is. But we're going to want to get pencil sets, maybe not right now, but soon. And you might have noticed paper was one of those things that's required for that. And we also want to start making paper. And guess what? The metal cauldron can be used to make a primitive paper mill. That is sawdust. We've got pine resin, water, and a little bit of logs. We're going to want this to be, maybe not right away, but pretty quick to be something we're going to be working on. So we have sawdust here. I don't really have room in this exact spot to put anything else. And I probably shouldn't be removing so many of these trees just yet. So I think what I'm going to do, check and see, like this is never going to use sawdust over here, but if I wanted to do maybe a little bit more stuff, maybe right about here, because these farmhouses also should be growing, and this is stuff that people pointed out. We probably should be growing more cabbage over here because we're going to be just absolutely burning through that with a quickness. So, to that end, primitive paper mill maybe should go right about here. We have a rudimentary sawmill that does require power, and we can't do that quite yet, but we are going to want to get there sooner rather than later. I am going to put the primitive paper mill right about here, though. And, of course, we're going to have storage. I believe paper goes in the warehouse, so I'm going to pop that there. And then I will do another little pile for some more sawdust over here, just so we have something close by. So that will help. I mean, it's not going to solve a ton of problems right now, but it's going to help, and that's what matters. Also, the green beans. Green peas, not green beans. Well, they're effectively the same thing, but at least for our purposes here. We have not a great location for them. They really would be better served in an area that's closer to the too deep area, as a couple of you said. But there's not that much I could do. I mean, I've got, like, right here is where I have the clay pit. If I wanted to move the clay pit, I maybe could, but moving the clay pit, there's not a... Again, there's not a lot of great spots to put things. Although it's better than previous playthroughs, that's for sure. So we'll see. We're going to see what happens here. We just need to make sure that these guys are prepared to do something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, hey, Eld Games. I'm going to set this to harvesting so we can have one planting, one harvesting. That's really how you're supposed to do these pairs here. And we're going to let them do what they got to do. We got 4 beavers working in the primitive paper mill. We really don't need 4. I'm just going to put 1 for right now. Just so we have something going. And that's what matters. And I probably should start relocating. So like this right here, metal cauldron, we don't need this storage. We don't need this storage. We don't need this storage. And I think... do I want to... See, we need more beavers. But I also really don't want to get myself into the trap here of, you know, getting these guys caught. So I think what's going to make the most sense is to come over here to our storage lodges and build a liquid storage... No, not a liquid storage house. It's a crate storage house. I'm trying to parse all of this. We've got hauler and liquid storage. Because I do have metal fasteners, and I've got a decent quantity of them. This is a too tall building? Oh, yes it is. Look at this absolute beauty right here. Let's do this. It's going to give us more haulers. Well, 1 additional hauler. Give us 6 more beavers. And give us 240 liquid storage. And they can build it by standing here. And cause, hopefully, no additional problems. And of course, that's going to be storing water. So that's going to give them something to do. We don't have all the planks for that yet. But it's okay. We'll be alright. We'll get through it. How are we doing here on our kimchi brewing? We're at 79 and 55. Hopefully, we can just go straight into the library, please and thank you, so I don't have to deal with this again. But it's day 10, so we need to make possibly an emergency plan after I turn the Tapper's flag back on and get rid of this lumberjack flag entirely. We need to make an emergency plan to seal this area off. And it's not going to be that hard. We can do it if we are careful. We just have to decide exactly how this is going to work. And in Waterbeavers, you shouldn't use, in the spirit of the game, you should not use buildings as dams without also having them connected and in use as housing and whatever their function is. So that being said, we really, really, really want to be able to actually properly utilize whatever we're putting here. And I think based off of the way the fluid pours down, we're probably going to want to put it not in this slot here. So why don't we do this? Haulers Lodges, there we go. So that's a liquid storage thing on the 2nd floor. I don't really want to build another staircase to... Ah, there it is! There it is! Alright, let's hit pause. We have to strategize here. We only... Oh no. Oh no, we only have 3 days. Is this utilizing pine resin? Yes, it is. Guess what is no longer being constructed? This! Because we're going to need that pine resin to build over here. Okay. We have, theoretically, only 2 of these that would absolutely have to be put in. And I think for the sake of what we're attempting to do, we should find what has the cheapest cost and just build that. Seems like all of these 2 stories, and we do want them to be 2 stories. Doorway on the bottom? I don't know if we want to have storage all the way. I mean, these are going to get just yeeted, deleted instantly anyway. Is there one of these I can build that doesn't use planks? That's going to be the big question. Okay, 40 logs, no planks, because I don't have planks. Well, I kind of do, but I think the liquid storage house, despite what I just said about, we can't really do this. Create storage house by itself is not going to work, so we are going to have 2. Yeah, it's the second story entrance that's kind of cramping my style here. Okay, see, again, this is why this is paused. Yeah, see, I wish I could just get away with that. Builder's Lodge. No, that's a single story. It's a pit lodge. Yeah, see, if I had the planks, do I have planks? Do I have anything here that's... Okay, I got 1. It's only going to be like 7, and I'm going to need 20 for this, and I'm not going to have 20 that fast. Yeah, I'm only at 4. That's 6. That's 7. That's 9, and that's 10. I have 10 planks. Okay, this liquid storage house, if I were to demolish it, would not be that bad of a thing. I mean, it's not a great thing, but there's no planks in that, so there's no reason to demolish that. What am I to do about this? Because each of these planks takes 4.2 hours. If I need 20 and I only have 10, and they're going to take 4.2 hours to make, that's 40 hours. You're not going to get that in 3 days. You're absolutely not going to get that in 3 days. Well, then the other thing is, what level of panic is this even going to be? Because remember, this is not the only place the bad water is going to come in. We got a source right here. And I'd hoped to get up here before we had our first bad tide so I could block this off. I think what's going to happen here is, because of the way that this is set up, this bad water is going to get here first. And that is going to be underneath here, and it's going to flow through this, and there's not going to be any stopping it whatsoever. So, honestly, it might not make a bit of difference. It might not make any difference at all. It's only going to be 1 day. Usually that's what the first normal mode is. Oh, man, I should have just let him keep building this. Well, here's what we'll have to do instead. Because if we're not going to be able to stop it at all in 3 days, then we just have to prepare, which means building contaminated beaver jails, which, guess what, also take planks. We hopefully won't need too many of those, but basically anybody that is working over here is going to be traipsing through some amount of contaminated water. And there's not going to be a lot we can do to clean it out either, because this is going to be the only clean water coming in after the fact, and this is just going to pool. So I'm going to have to make the difficult decision to just probably not do anything. Except build contaminated beaver jail. I will probably just build these so they can be deleted later and just stick them there. I really hope we won't need more than 6. But you know how it goes. Was one of these to build contaminated beaver jail? Ah, yes. Bad water bucketing post. Okay, so one possible good thing to come out of this is that we could put in, on the bad water area, a bad water bucketing post, which does use rope and the planks now. And we can put this, I guess, right here. Still connected. This will have bad water coming through it. It won't be a ton, but it will have some. I could also, maybe the better thing to do would be to put in a platform just right here and put this off of the platform, because this is definitely going to have bad water coming through it. So, all of you in the comments who said, hey, you don't have any bad water, you don't have any bad water, well, guess what? You're going to get your wish. Eventually. That kind of took a damper out of what I was hoping to do, to do in this one. It is what it is. There is a full stock of kimchi in the library now, which is good. I'm going to deprioritize the library as a workplace because I don't have any brain-stimulating mushrooms, so this beaver can just get taken somewhere else. And I guess we're all hands on deck building the Contaminated Beaver jail. For whatever that's worth. Yeah, oh man, I should have let them build this. I should have let them do it. But I do need the planks to build these other things, so I guess it's okay. I guess it's fine. So once the bad water bucketing post is completed off of this, what do you mean they can't get required materials? There's no way they're out of logs. Oh no, because these are 45 each, that's why. That is exactly why. Oh well. They'll get more logs. We'll be alright. We do need to get more water storage, though. That's kind of what I was hoping to, fix here. No, I used all my logs. I guess I'll put in another... Let's open one of these up. Get some of these cut down so we can get some of those. I know I need more chestnut storage, just have to find somewhere to put it that's going to make sense. That's a lot of early game Waterbeavers, is just kind of cramming stuff in wherever it can possibly go and then just dealing with consequences. Just let them do what they gotta do, I suppose. So we should see this, hopefully, before too long, get constructed. I don't know if they can actually build from the doorway, though. I might have to crawl down here and do that. Yeah, we're up to 600 some water. I guess that's okay. Like I said, the early bad tides are pretty tame, but they're still going to mess stuff up. To some degree. Now I really want... Hold on. I'm going to have to prioritize this. I really want this to be able to get anything. Any amount of bad water. Which means that has to be our new favorite thing to do. I have the planks for it. I think. I should. There's a bunch that are still sitting up here that they'll come and grab when they have... Oh, they can build from inside. Good. Just have this done, please, and thank you. Oh, good. They already have the plank. All right, logs. I know you've got enough logs. I know you've got it. This will give us another, what do you call it? And also kill all of these berry bushes, by the way. Which, that's going to be a big problem before too long. Well, let's click continue. Studying session will only yield boredom. There we go. Read correctly. If not supplemented with snacks, we already got kimchi, we already got bramble flowers. Already did that. We need to make tools with the primitive ironworks. So that should probably go ahead and get switched over. Yeah, let's just do that. And then, oh, they want me to build 3 fermentation barrels and then a wood felling planification lodge. We'll do that later. Now, though, it is bad tide time. One day. Alright, so here comes all of our poison. Say goodbye to the berries. Say goodbye to the cleanliness. Say hello to disease and misery. AKA just the Waterbeaver lived experience. And I guess we'll have some amount of bad water. Let's give them a fighting chance of actually having a... Really? Thank you, autosave. Of actually having some sort of ability to make some brain-stimulating mushrooms so we can have some science. Just send somebody to their post and see what's happening here. Now, if there is flow coming through here, being pushed aside by the bad water coming in, then this area won't be as bad. At least not at first. But now all we can do is just wait for the poison to gush forth. Here it comes. I'm surprised these aren't dead yet, but I know it's coming. Okay. Are you bucketing? Are you bad water bucketing? Trollgar, is that what you're doing today? Yeah, see here we go. Here we go. See, these are drying, but they're not poisoned yet. We really need to hope these aren't going to just get completely poisoned. Alright. So you've got one, maybe. How much do I need to actually make poison mushrooms? Is that in the food thing? It should be in... Oh, okay, 1 to 1. So that's something, I suppose. We're about to lose literally half of these right now. Right now. Of course, the beavers are going to swim in this. So that's, yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're okay. Well, that was a quick one, as we mentioned. At least we didn't lose all the berries. We just lost a lot of them. This guy can continue getting some tiny amount of bad water, and I guess we can rejoice in the fact that we got some before cycle 18. That's probably how long it would have taken to get up there. The berries will spread. They will return, but this area will be tainted for quite a long time. Thankfully, I don't see, yet, a lot of poisoning happening. But this is going to be pretty foul for a while. And unfortunately, these aren't quick at removing bad water contamination. And the only way this is going to become clean is if we have clean water coming in. Or stuff evaporates during a drought and it concentrates and then we can pump out of the concentrate. But, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. I think it's probably safe to say that this is now no longer viable. We have 6 bad water. Yeah, and this is not helping our crops either. At least the green peas didn't die, and we have 1,300 food. So that's something we got going for us. Do we have anybody in Contaminated Beaver Jail? No, we do not. So we have some clean coming through here. This is, yeah. It's contaminated, but not enough, I think, to cause a lot of issues. That being said, I am going to decide to build a mushroom grower because this is the only thing this gets used for right now. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to have to build another tank, which I suppose can just go right here, and then a crappy warehouse for the bad water mushrooms. And that is going to be all sure. Do I have sawdust over here? I do not, but I have to have sawdust. So that can be for sawdust. So I know we've created an area that is kind of far away from most of their production, but the idea here is that everything for the library is at the library to prioritize the the obtaining of science. And to make our first bits of science, we are going to have 2 of these mushrooms. Again, we have 6 bad water. So by the time this is all said and done, we will have 6 science. But that's more than 0. We should be proud of that. I'm going to build another fermentation barrel. I probably should have done this slightly differently. Okay. Oh, that's at 0? That's at 0? Okay, good. Good. We can slightly redo this. So if I put a barrel here, then I can put another one here. Is that facing the wrong way? No. I can put another one back behind it, and that way we're not wasting so much space. And then I can put this one right here, just like that. These are all set to kimchi. And that's going to be fine. That means this is going to have to move. And then I can just put the cabbage storage maybe right about here instead. And the rest of this should be okay. We'll just kind of move when this is completely done. Just a moment. Alright, so that's now going to be some kimchi on the ground. Doesn't matter. Now it's just kind of an ugly an ugly thing right here, but I can take this out so it's not crosswise at least. Alright, so that's going to satisfy that. The wood felling planification lodge is probably something we need to go ahead and put in here. 57, 84. Do I have these around here that are going to be done soon? I'm going to say that we should unmark for cutting. Not unmark for cutting. Unmark for planting these two right here. Wood felling planification lodge, last time I checked, is a 2x2 building. Oh, it has a porch, that's right. Oh, that can still go here. Can I flip it? I can. Beautiful. So that can go there. That does give them a boost to working speed, movement speed, and carrying capacity, and that can work on all of these logs quite a bit faster. And it does require tools, which we are currently making, and I haven't checked to see how that's gone. We have 20. Okay. Oh, and now we have the problem of the river baths are blocked by bad water. So, here's how we're going to solve that. We're going to put one in here because this is currently doing a lot of the heavy lifting, a clean water area. It's going to be the easiest way to do this. Just pop that right there. Is it going to stay here? Probably not. But we do have to have clean beavers before they decide they don't want to work anymore because they're not clean. And that's honestly the best we're going to do. I'm really surprised we didn't get any contaminated beavers. I guess they have a sturdier resistance to that. Yes, we'll let this come into its own when the time is right. I do want to leave this open for power generation if we are going to be able to get power in here. As a reminder, the water wheels are basically useless in here unless we were able to... No, not even really right here. No motion at all. Well, it's fine. We don't need to worry about it too much. Let's go ahead and just let them do what they've got to do. Kimchi's going in there. We don't have a lot of cabbage, which that's part of the reason why I planted more here. But honestly, this isn't a good spot for log storage anyway. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. And since we do have a mighty need for cabbages, I'm going to get those planted there. Not really much harm we can do by growing those here, except now I don't have any log storage. But because logs are one of the things we can put into the primitive paper mill to get primitive paper, we might as well move that storage over here. Now granted, we also don't have much going on in the way of making paper, because we don't have anybody working here. Well, now we do. We have 5 extra beavers. See, I've made so many ill-advised choices here. I suppose it's going to be to our benefit to just, try to build this again. You got 42 planks now, so that's good. Let's just do this like we were going to do. Continue getting up here. Yeah, we're gonna need to be mindful of where we place the ones with the side doors, because the beavers can't really build up from inside this. They have to be standing outside. As we learned by the unfortunate, untimely death of the poor beaver who was just trying to help. So we're going to see how this goes. There might be a reason for us to try and do something else over here. We'll see what happens. We got 4 science, which is cool. This is out of bad water, so we can't really do anything. Which means I'm going to... I should have deprioritized it anyway. Deprioritize these as well. Just before that becomes an issue. Yeah, I'm really kind of in a bad spot here with some of this stuff. They have not finished this, and those beavers are going to be mad that they cannot get clean. Got a limited amount of this available here. Let's turn on these lumberjack flags and just let these guys go to town since we have so many extra beavers. And then when they have their wood filling planification lodge, it should be all better. And that is a dead chestnut tree. Tell you what, I'm going to mark this for cutting, and then I'm also going to just put another chestnut storage here. I think that's going to be fine. This is supposed to be making rice balls. Oh, but I changed it to pumpkin chips because I didn't want to use all of the water. Let's... No, we still have a full storage of rice balls. I don't really need this to be doing anything right now. It is deprioritized. We got one beaver in there getting salt. That's probably fine to leave alone. Yeah, I need them to build this really, really quick, or it's not going to go well. This is probably not going to be clean until everything dries out, to be perfectly honest with you. I still feel like maybe I should redo or take this lodge out. Yeah, they are getting the materials in here, but they don't have the logs, of course, because why would they? These trees are dead. So, I guess it's probably fine to just start taking these out. I'm going to put this here because I want them to focus on these that are closest. That's going to be something. We got beavers with burns. We got minor injuries. Oh, we have 5 unwell beavers. There it is, folks. I was waiting to see how long it would take for us to have beavers go to Contaminated Beaver Jail. I guess that would be a good episode title. Go directly to jail, do not collect $200 or something like that. I don't know. You already know what the episode's called. I don't. I'll figure that out after I finish recording this. Yeah, still got that going. That is deprioritized but not paused. Yep, just need bad water. I guess... depending on how extra I want it to be, I could send them on a really long path all the way out here and then get to this, but... see, I don't know. Don't know. We're gonna have to be very careful with what we do on restricting water ingress and egress, depending on whether we get a bad tide next or a drought. If we get a drought, it's gonna be a lot easier. If we get a bad tide again, then, well, we're gonna have some problems. Okay, so this tree has been cut down. This one has a couple more days. When that's done, we're going to take these things out and replace them with a lodge. That means we can get rid of that, which means we probably could put some more chestnut storage in. That'd be easy. At least that's working. This is no longer polluted. This is fine, and this is fine. Except this is... Wait. It's going to let them use that at a block and a third of depth? Okay, well maybe things are, you know, not quite as bad as I thought. Now we're just waiting on logs. That's all we need for this, and then we'll get 6 more beavers. Oh, we've got contaminated beavers! We got contaminated beavers! They're in Contaminated Beaver Jail! Why am I so excited about this? So yeah, this is Contaminated Beaver Jail. Oh, it's a silly thing. But, I don't know, this is hilarious. This art here is great. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna see what happens here. I think I'm gonna have to get a screenshot of this because this is probably gonna be what the episode title is gonna be at this point, just because I think it's hilarious. So please pardon me while I hide the HUD and then grab a couple of these because man oh man is this just it's so dystopian. You're infected, so here... I guess that's what leper colonies were, technically, but... you're infected, so get out of here. Go. You're unclean. Oh, yeah. Isn't that just ghastly? You zoomed, like, way in on them? Yeah, I'm just going to get a couple more of these. What's that line in SpongeBob? It was like, Marty, I'm scared. Yeah, well, that's like anytime something funny happens with contaminated beavers in the Waterbeavers mod, I just turn into this horrific person. It's still funny, though. Alright, so we're moving on, because we absolutely have to. Woodfelling Planification Lodge. Looks like 2 more days. It's fine. Did they finish this yet? No. But they're close. 10 more logs, and then hopefully nobody gets, you know, stuck or dismembered or something. Because I know they can build this from below here. The problem is going to be, how do they get close enough to build the next thing. I think I can probably kludge it together by putting a bridge to here, and then they can go down. They can put a platform there to build the next one. And then from that point, I'm honestly not sure. We're gonna see what happens. Might have to get a little bit creative. So now we just have to wait. Waiting, as you may know, is in fact the hardest part. And then we'll have a decent amount more water storage, and then we can probably start building another one of these. Okay, now when I go to place another one of these on top, because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Do I want to pile storage, maybe? No, I don't think we need pile storage. That's not the right size. That's also not the right size. Whoa, that one's got outside stuff on it. That's actually kind of useful, but it says they can't reach it. So do I want to have... I think we all know the answer is yes, but do I want to have a way for these guys to get in here? Does this have a door on this side, or is it only on... Okay. Okay, now see, if I were to do that, then I could actually get kind of close to the edge here. But do I want to? Do I want to do that? I don't know that the answer is yes. Well, we'll have to think about it a little bit. It looks like we are now ready to begin the process here. Wood felling planification style. We also have this one lumberjack's barn, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's going to go right there, and we're going to get that connected, and can I put a pile underneath? I can. How about that, huh? So that can be a nice supply thing. And then I did say I was going to put another thing here. Was that chestnuts in a warehouse? Yes, okay. This is actually looking kind of clean, and that actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, which is pretty good, pretty comforting there. As soon as that wood filling planification lodge is finished, then we will have this part of the tutorial completed. We can move on. Still don't have enough cabbages, huh? Okay, well, let's... I shouldn't say go for broke, because this is actually a good idea. It's not like a long shot thing. But let's just put some more cabbages there, even though I know it's only, what, 13 more? It's going to be alright. I'm so curious about this. I feel like there's a good reason to put that one with the overhang walkway on, but they can't reach it. So what's going to have to happen is... Oh, see, this is going to be... It's going to be a challenge, because I'm going to not be able to get them in here, and I can't have this unless I wanted to waste dynamite. Anyway, they have to be able to build from the ground or from outside the structure to go up. So the only real way to do this, if I were to... Where was that again? Yeah. If I were to build this with this doorway facing that side, in theory that gives them the ability to stand outside the thing to build up on top of it, but they still have to be able to build this. And if they did, they would never be able to get back in because they can't get back down to here. How much science is a staircase? 70, okay. Yeah, you know, I think we're just going to have to wait until we have 70 science, which is really annoying. But as Waterbeavers, it's kind of designed to be. Alright, only psychopaths would snack on kimchi all day. You know, I gotta say, I'm not really a big kimchi fan, but I don't know if I'd go so far as to, you know, say that psychopaths would do that, but regardless. Sunflower seeds and berries, we already have those. Appropriate storage for the seeds. As with rice and all other granular materials, they would be kept in a pile. Yep, we talked about that. We are aware that certain heretics prefer to box them up. Our seeds have not committed any crime yet. Okay. I think I get the idea that the vibe of the Waterbeaver overlords maybe being problematic, unsavory characters. Foresters are probably still unable to plant new berry bushes. This is a recurring issue in new settlements. Protect the ones you have as much as possible. Well, you know, I tried. I really did. So they want 3 more sunflowers and then a large pile of sunflowers. Really? A large? Why am I saying large? That's not how that's pronounced. Whatever. Alright, so to appease the tutorial, I'm going to wait for this one to get cut. And then I guess that's where our pile's going to go, and I only need 3 more of these, so let's do that. Let's let them do what they gotta do. How many times have I said let them do what they gotta do? Oh boy, it's time. It's almost time. What's the Finding Nemo? Today's the day. Let's prepare for this by going ahead and putting another bad water bucketing post in. I hope these beavers are clean, because they're not going to be clean for a while. I scrolled right past it. Okay, good. 64 to 64 have clean fur. Good, good, good. This one could be 3-4 days, and I assure you, a lot more stuff's going to die if that's the case. Good news, though, is we have almost 1,000 water stored up, which is... we probably can't make much more than that. Stop flashing at me. I know. I can't put that there. Good. They have this going. That means I can get rid of that and that. Got my 4 workers there. That is A-okay. Well, you know, at least we're going to get more bad water so we can make more mushrooms, so we can make more science. We have that going for us. So, you know, another like 8 cycles of this and I might have enough to make stairs. All jokes aside, we'll probably be okay. At least we have braised cabbage. At least we have braised cabbage. So having one of these dedicated to planting and harvesting does not seem to be working out super great. Yeah, we really just need the assistant farmers, but guess what? It takes science. So you understand my struggles here. You hopefully you do. We can all be in agreement that everything is difficult and it does in fact just take time. Let's do large pile here for sunflower seeds. Which means the small one that I had previously set for sunflower seeds can go to something else. Where is that? I don't remember where I put it. That is a problem, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're not cavemen, we have technology. We just have to find this here under piles. Oh! Okay, no, that's supposed to be there. That's fine. Alright, so we completed the quest for knowledge. Snacks alone do not make a genius out of a fool. Yeah, you say that again. And we have reason to believe your team may be short. Jesus. Yeah, you know, hit me where it hurts, huh? Fortunately, certain mushrooms continue to grow in the toxic sludge known as bad water, and these specimens possess useful properties. Do not cause visions of flying humans. Well, what's the point then? Nor do they induce spontaneous joy. They primarily enhance focus, so it's meth. Oh, now I'm going to get demonetized. That's great. They also occasionally cause you-know-what. Manage it accordingly. Wait a second. Do they contaminate beavers now? Well, that would be interesting. Why is that? Oh, okay, that's flashing because I have the tutorial open. Construct a 3rd mushroom grower. Yep, we already did that. And then we need a crappy warehouse to brain-stimulating mushrooms. Well, that's going to be easy enough for us to do. And I will just put that right there. An apple a day keeps the bad water mushrooms away. Okay, so that should be done pretty quick. And now I think we probably are going to want to prepare for maybe a 3 or 4 day bad tide. Hopefully it's only 2. But we don't have a lot of food planted. And that concerns me. So I'm going to set that to... Oh, I had them both set to harvest? No wonder that... Okay. Okay. That's on me. It's on me. It's not the game's fault. Yikes. That's rough. I should not have made that mistake. Let's, before we get too cute here, let's put in a... That's not the right button. Let's put in a couple more of these pit tanks because that's probably the best I'm going to be able to do. Get these guys pumping clean water. And then, honestly, we're probably okay. I'm just very afraid of bad things happening here. 1.3 days, huh? Well, maybe this will be a... maybe this will end up being a little bit of a shorter episode. We'll see how bad this bad tide happens. We still have 5... Seriously, these guys are still contaminated? Oh, okay, they've got a couple days left, which is good because, you know, just as soon as they're finished being contaminated, we're going to have some new folks to take into the contamination land. I digress. I really, really want to get science so I can fix... This is just so irritating to try and do this. As soon as I can get, like, a single staircase, then I can have them stand on this tile, and then maybe, depending on how I'm able to do this, I could get them to take care of some other stuff. See, like, once I have this unlocked, like, these overhang walkways and the skewer platforms and all that are great. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with that, but it is just a thing. So, if we were about to have a drought, I was going to say, yeah, let's come over here. But, yeah, I'm not sending beavers on a huge, like, life-changing trek to go over to the poison land if we're going to have this whole thing be just diabolically bad. Yeah, I just need them to pump. Well, folks, let's see what the RNG has in store for us here for this next bad tide. Hopefully it's not a long one. Okay. Mercifully, a single day. I think I can handle that. Let's get beavers in here to the bad water bucketing posts. These are maximum priority, or if not, they should be. Yeah, see, these are... these Everblossoms are probably going to die this time around. Get that bad water out of there and bucket it immediately. Immediately. I guess I'll just leave the camera right here for the rest of this bad tide, because there's not really much else we can do, to be perfectly honest. Just please don't kill the rest of those berry bushes. We're going to have such a bad time if those die before I can plant more. Yeah, see, these aren't looking great. These are contaminated too? Ugh, alright. Well, this at least will be flowing clean water in about 0.3 days. But it was too much for these other berries. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm real glad this was not like a 4 or 5 day bad tide, because we were going to be in some deep stuff, if it was. If it were. I guess I could say the correct things. Alright, so that's already been cleansed. We thankfully did not lose too many more. I'm going to leave these guys in here. We're going to have to probably end this episode here in a little bit. I was really hoping that this would be a faster process, but I guess bad water was brought over here. And we already have some in here. We're already getting a little bit more science, but it's really not going to cut the mustard. So, let's let these guys do just a little bit more. They're going to pump this clean water out, and it's going to only increase the concentration of, you know, nasty, but what can you do? Not a lot. Not a lot you can do. So I am going to... I know this... We're only at like 49 minutes, but I think is going to be... It's beyond time. We're not going to get up here for at least another couple cycles. We got to send these beavers on a journey here. And I'm going to... We're not going to do it today in this one, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place... I guess I'm going to have to just... I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to give them some way of getting over here, getting up. So that's going to get us all the way up there. And then this is pure bad water, and it will be quite severely bad water. We're going to have to make like a bad water colony of sorts, like 5 of these things. Just connect right like that. Give them a zigzag path. All the way out to... Well, I guess I'll just go like... Come on. Go like that. Have this go straight across. Then, yeah, we'll just have to... I guess I could go either way, but it's going to be easier to get them across this way. And that is this. Yeah. Alright, so I know this is bad water. They're going to get contaminated. But man, we got to do something about this. So that is going to be next episode, I'm pretty sure, where they're going to take care of all that junk. And they will need to have probably about as much help as they can get to have this be viable. I'm not going to build plank tanks over here because I don't want to lug all that other supply stuff. So it's going to be just logs. But we got a geothermal field, which is good. That's very helpful. I think these guys are going to benefit heavily from having a lumberjack flag here that can get them wood without having to wait. So I will give them, I suppose, a tank here for bad water. And then a couple more, you know, I just need to copy this. A couple more tanks for bad water. And this can just be our little bad water zone. And, you know, they're working. Bless them. They're putting in the work. They're going to get, you know, contaminated. They're going to get unwell. We have 8 unwell beavers. You got a lot of unwell beavers. That's going to be a problem. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end this episode here. And then we're going to pick this back up in the next one and hopefully get a much more stable bad water situation that's going to allow us to do what, you know, what we need to do. Get these things paused. Can I from here? No. I was trying to do it without moving the camera too much. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching these. I know maybe some stuff isn't going as well as it should be. But if you've seen the other playthroughs that we did with Waterbeavers, you know this is already better than any of them. We're learning. We're adapting, and we're overcoming. So I appreciate your support. As always, the Beard Boosters who subsidize all of this can never be thanked enough for their contributions to the channel and making it possible so we can do exactly what we want to do, how we want to do it, without having to, you know, try and game the algorithm or do brain rot or any of that other garbage. I like the way we do things here, and I trust that you do as well. And if you don't, let me know what you want to see changed or improved. I'm always open to ideas. So, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again sometime soon for more Waterbeavers. Take care. Bye-bye.